Hey guys, Pop Culture Hero here, ready to do a review for not a Transformer, but on G.I. Joe Modern Era, this vehicle, Sting Raider. Show you a bit of the box while we're up here. Sting Raider with copperhead. One note is that on these new Modern Era figures, the bio cards are no longer. I actually thought this was going to be a Joe vehicle, but thanks to it being on the box, I was able to read more about Copperhead and the Sting Raider, and actually decided it was a good idea. So I think I'm happy with it, and I'll tell you why right now. This is the Sting Raider, Cobra boat, and let's go over the features first of all. As you can see in the cockpit, there is Copperhead. This is a pop-off cockpit. You just sort of, it's really tight, but you have to pull on it, and anyway, just the plastic bit pops off, and then you can remove the figure. It has some detailed controls down there. Lots of nice molded detail. I especially like these cables that get shot. Come on, cables. There's Copperhead again. Going towards the back of the boat. Okay, right here. You see these cable details? Go from the back. Go from the front to the back for the swamp boat motor. Yeah, I like those details. I guess what I should say about another feature, when you're presented with a jet, a boat, and a tank as your kind of generic things to get for your, are they 3.5-inch figures? Yeah. For your 3.5-inch figures as vehicles, you tend to lean more towards the jet and the tank for action. But this boat is actually pretty interesting because, unlike a lot of the jets and tanks in this line, it comes with a lot of pegs for putting figures on. You've got these metal ramps right here, which have 2 pegs on each side of the boat. And then you also have a rotating turret with an elevating gun, and you have nice 2 molded heavy guns on the side of Copperhead there. And I guess we'll just put Copperhead and show him to you while I'm up here. As you can see, it's really tight. There, so it just snaps out. This is the plastic piece. Holds them in. Look in there. So it's just mostly a seat and some panels on the side. And there's Copperhead. Now the Copperhead figure, I kind of like. It's got sort of vents on the side of his helmet for like wave boat racing and stuff. More of a racer helmet than a combat helmet due to his bio, saying that he was an illegal boat racer who bet on his own races, trying to work for Cobra to pay off his bookies. Hilarious bio, and Copperhead is such an appropriate name for a Cobra operative. So, on his arm, he's got a tattoo of the Python Patrol. And he's got a Python Patrol color scheme. I'll give him this. Neat effect on the pants, kind of like if you know those crocodile trainer guys. I don't have those, but it's kind of the same look as the crocodile guys, and they would probably go great with this figure. He's supposed to be in a swamp. Yeah, his only accessory is really his stand right there. Not sure how well you can make that out. Just there goes Copperhead. And this knife, which I think is the same knife from the Paraviper. except this one comes out only slightly easier than the ones on my Paravipers. Well, he's a really well detailed figure. He's got red web gear to make it so that the yellow helmet doesn't jar his color scheme so much. He's got red bands on his legs and on his leg and feet. Back to the vehicle. This is the cockpit cover. It's got a really aggressive shape to it, and right here it kind of reminds me of the boats you'd see on Hydro Thunder for the Sega Dreamcast, or the arcade. Hot new. Yeah, it'll always be hot and new to me. Fantastic racing game if you haven't played it. I think you can also get it for the N64, but that one's a bit rarer. Let's see. And there we are. Now, including the driver, it can hold 8 guys. 8 cobras. Absolutely phenomenal. There's air troopers in the back. And flip it around. You can see my Firefly and a bazooka trooper, because obviously some anti-armor might be necessary. My cobras unfortunately aren't built for water support, but maybe when the eels come out we'll have something better. So yeah, really cool. I mean, none of the other Cobra vehicles that are out so far for the modern era line can hold this many Cobras. So one of the reasons to be satisfied with it. But if that was, as if that wasn't enough, there are a few other features to show you. Just going to show you for a second how the gunner does rotate pretty well with the gun. And now for the other gimmicks, which are mostly in the back, simple engineering thing that's really neat. They put this bar on the bottom. Maybe it'll be easier to show you this bar like this. See this bar down here? Well, when I turn the fins, the other fin moves with it, and that's only simply because of this connecting piece of plastic and the fact that there's articulation up on top. It's really simple, and it actually does help. And now for this isn't actually listed on the box or in the instructions at all, but I don't know what this is, but there's this black thing right here. If you nudge it out on it, you get some sort of wakeboard, or it's got some extra plastic. It looks kind of like Zartan's. I imagine it has something to do with Zartan's swamp boat, but I can't imagine what it is. And it doesn't look like anyone can grab onto it or anything. And it has an extra piece of clear plastic on it. It's an extra accessory. I guess someone can use it as a raft or something. It doesn't seem very practical, but it doesn't take away from the toy, and it's not even a documented feature. So, just like some features on Universe Galvatron, Joe, and now I'm going to show you something else on here. There are not one but 2 panels on both sides of the boat that you can take out, and are actually weapon storage compartments. See? Here's what I took out. Now it's a weapon storage compartment, and there's a little trench down there too, but you can't really see that. Lock. No. Okay. There's one more thing that you can remove, and it is tricky to remove. There you go. Pops up right from the back, but only from the back. Some silver-colored engine detail. Up top, there is a wheel by the engine assembly, right here, between the gunner and the engine. You spin it, and as you spin it, the swamp boat rotor is moved as well. Right, that's it for this video. See you in a bit.